Mm. Hello, hello. So it is a beautiful day to start learning about the shadows and the Annamaya Kosha, which is our physical body. And before that, you were just telling me before I hit record that like even your physical body is giving you a little bit of grief.
Yeah, I am also sore from
So,
Ashley's workout for tomorrow or yesterday.
right? It was great.
It's hard.
When I was doing, when I was doing it, I was like, if I'm finding this hard, I bet Chris is like, what the heck? I didn't sign up for this.
I literally at one point stopped to watch her and just ate cookies and Oreos and peanut butter because I was gonna cry. I was getting so frustrated. I was like, no, don't cry. Just do what you can do and then have some cookies after.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. Balance and doing the best you can. Because remember, she's been practicing this for years, and so have I. And she is a power yogi.
I can tell.
Yes. And so she's amazing. You doing whatever you can do is perfect. And you'll see such an improvement from like the beginning to the end. And also know that you know my style of yoga. It's much slower, it's much lower to the ground, it's much more like so we balance each other out with that fire and that ease. Ice, ice baby. So keep at it. And even if you have to pause and take a break, it's okay. Just go back to it. The most important thing I think there is that your mind is stronger than your body. You kept going.
Yeah.
Is there something going on in the background of your house?
Outside.
Okay. Yeah, figured. I was like, what is that noise?
Do you want me to close the door
okay.
or window?
No, I was just curious.
Okay.
If it gets louder, I will tell you. But there was just like one loud noise, and I'm like, what's happening? Are you okay? So today is all about shadow work. And I say that with so much joy and excitement because as hard and as deep and as dark as shadow work can get, it is so beautiful once we start to understand how the shadows, especially with our physical body, are present in our lives and what they're showing us about our lives. So in that, you have a layer that's called your Annamaya Kosha. We have, if you've read anything in the ebook, you'll know that there are 5 sheets or layers to the self, and you can do a deeper dive into them in the ebook. But the first layer we're going to talk about is this physical body. It is this human form that we, actually, I'm going to mute your microphone because it's making a little bit of noise. Yeah. Okay, so it is this physical form that we experience the world around us through our senses with. And in yoga tradition and Ayurvedic tradition, the physical body is on the physical plane. It is affected by time and it is affected by space. We live in this 3D reality. The physical body is here. Now, directly translated, Annamaya Kosha means food body. And that makes a lot of sense because you've heard the expression, we are what we eat. And truly, we are a product of the things that we're putting into our body. And so the energy that we use day to day comes from the food we eat. It is our physical food body. And you can also think of the physical or food body in terms of other things that you consume through all of the senses. So yes, I taste and I smell and I eat foods, but I'm also taking in things with my eyes. I'm taking in things with my ears. I'm taking in things through my senses, through my touch. And if you want to go an extra layer, we also have a 6th sense, which is our intuition. And we are getting signals from all around us that go into our food body through our intuition as well. So I'm giving this little mini lesson on this layer before we dive into doing some of the work so that you can understand this layer of the self. When you think about the physical body, it's like thinking of the vehicle. So think of a car. Your body is a car, and your soul is like the passenger that gets in the car. You're just driving around in this vehicle, and this is your vehicle. And that's why it can change. You can get a body job, you can fill it up with gas, you can paint it different colors, just like a human form on the outside can change. So when we look at the idea of fuel and what we put into the car, that's where it really starts to matter. And simply by becoming aware of what you put into your physical body, you then start to make shifts and adjustments that tend to help you align more with your life. Because sure, we're all human and we're going to make the poorer choices or the easier choices or the faster dopamine hit choices, and that's totally fine. The idea here is that we're learning how to become aware of what makes us feel really good and what makes us feel really not good, and then to decrease the self-sabotaging behavior so we can increase the self-serving and self-supporting behaviors. So let's just talk about the different kinds of ways you consume things. Food. Definitely getting your food on track, on point for what that would look like for you would be something to become aware of and observe. And you can do this simply by tracking what you eat for a few days and seeing how does that make you feel overall, or writing like a little journal, like you write down what you eat, and then how did you feel before, how do you feel after, how do you feel an hour later, just to notice how this food affects your body. You could also think about the things that you take in terms of your other senses, like your eyes. What are you watching? What are you taking in through your eyeballs, and is it supporting you or not? For example, I don't watch horror movies, I don't watch war movies, I don't watch any of those kinds of, like, anything that, I'm a sensitive soul. And so when I see that stuff, it's really like toxin to my body because it makes me so nervous, it makes me so anxious, it makes me so low vibrational, and I don't want to feel that way. So I just actually say, like, I don't watch that stuff. And if people watch it, I say, have fun, I'm not doing it. We also take in things through our ears. I wanted to say earballs. We take in things through our ears. And our ears are always listening, even when we're asleep. And so this is the beauty of being able to do some work while you're asleep. You can actually listen to subliminal thoughts and some binaural beats that will actually assist you in being in a meditative, deep sleep state as you're sleeping. And that allows us to get into our bliss body, which we'll talk about in a week or so from now. So when you take in things through your ears, you're always listening, and you're always listening to yourself. So if your mind is thinking thoughts, if you're saying bad things about yourself, even those little things like, oh, I'm so clumsy, your mind goes, oh, I'm so clumsy. Okay, I'm incorporating that into my body. So everything that you're taking in is actually giving your body more and more information for how it should physically be. Just like if you're putting the gas in the car, whatever kind of gas you're putting in, whatever kind of sounds you're putting into the car, the messages you're giving to the car, it's going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. So let's say you program the car to do something and you're not really aware. Well, the car is not going to actually be optimally performing. So you want to be so just attentive to what you take in and what you consume in this physical form, because this is the outer reflection of what we take in. Do you have any questions about that? You are muted. I muted you.
There we go. When you mentioned our earballs and how we take everything in, even when we're sleeping, I have just this past week, last week, I got into sound bowls, the quartz crystal sound bowls. And so I've been listening to those as I sleep. And I've been dreaming
Amazing.
more vividly and able to remember my dreams a lot more too. Although I do chalk that up to also not smoking as much of the chiba. That's a side
Fair.
effect. Yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
a side
actually,
effect. Yeah.
that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. So what you're listening to when you're listening to those crystal bowls is like probably different solfeggio frequencies, because each sound bowl has a different frequency. And these actually activate, clear out our chakras. They align the energies in our body, because we're made up of 70% water. And if you ever put water in a sound bowl, and like, you'll see the different crystalline structures form. And this is literally science with your eyeballs that you could see how that's happening in our body. It's lining up and allowing us to really get in sync and be in perfect form. That's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. I've been using my sound bowls a lot more recently. Like, even just if I pick up a few in the morning and I put them at the different parts of my body. And I've really been using my voice a lot more in a way that conveys tonal messages, because I've recently learned how this is actually a gift that I possess, because I have an open and undefined throat center. And when I talk about this leads me into one other thing I wanted to say. Human design and Ayurveda, which is the sister science of yoga, both talk about how being in alignment, especially understanding our blueprint, our physical code, and how we are in this world, enable us to then have that permission slip that I talk about, or that like go ahead about, you actually should be this way. You actually could do more of this and it would benefit you, like your particular being. And so when in Ayurveda, we do something called a doshas evaluation. And here you're evaluating how you were like when you were born versus how you are now. And then what you do is you see where is the imbalance. And instead of like trying to reduce all the stuff, you actually just try to make everything come back into balance, so that you can live your most sattvic, which means balanced kind of lifestyle. In human design, we talk about understanding how it is you're supposed to be presenting in the world based on your unique blueprint. Again, like not presenting, but like that you can actually be this way. You're meant to be this kind of person. You're actually meant to do these types of things. Your body actually responds this way. And once you put both of these together, which I was just thinking about on the ride home today, I was like, what if we took the doshas evaluation and we took the human design evaluation, and then we put them together and saw how similar and or different they were. So this is kind of one of those next things that I'm thinking about to share with this group, because there's only a few of us here. We can set up some time to do a little, like an hour deep dive for each person to look into these things. And I'll get you to answer the questions beforehand so that we don't have to do that. But then in this way, you can have an extra knowing about yourself. So that'll be really fun to tap into. However, for this week, I would recommend that you just kind of take a little journal of the way you consume things, food, drinks, if you have any other substances that you use, even your medicines or your vitamins, and how they make you feel, the things that you watch, when you watch them, does it affect your sleep depending on the time of day, and the sounds and the words you're speaking to yourself. The other thing could be like, physically, what are you taking in on your body? Do you put a lot of products and chemicals on your body? Because your skin absorbs everything. And so that physical body is the organs, the tissues, every little bit, and our skin is our largest organ. So it's always absorbing stuff. So just all these really interesting things to keep in mind as we think about the physical body and how it affects all the other layers of stuff. Now, it is our outermost layer. It is the one that we see first. It is the one that is easily shiftable, in the sense that we see results the fastest in this 3D reality, because we're in time and space. So Another little thing I just wanted to share is I always am of the mindset that I practice what I preach. And so this week, actually, I started a juice cleanse again, because, and I'm not saying that you have to do this. I'm just saying I want to explain what my thoughts are behind this. When we purify the body, we create an open channel for all the other layers of the self. And we allow ourselves to be that vessel. It's like putting the good, the high octane gasoline in the car. And we are allowing this channel, we're allowing this way of being to live through us. And so I decided when I was going, last couple months, let's be honest, summer, I was not being very mindful of the choices I was making. And I was noticing how it was affecting my body, not just the physical body, but my mental body, how I was feeling and thinking day to day, how I would wake up in the morning. And I thought, well, then as long as you're aware and you choose to do something about it, this is where you're at. So this is my choice to make sure that I jumpstart myself back into a clear channel and I allow other information to come through me. So a challenge to you could be, what is one thing this week that you might alter or to help yourself feel better? That could even be going to bed earlier. That could be turning off the TV an hour before bed. That could be not picking up your phone first thing in the morning. In fact, leaving it at least for 15 to 20 minutes and then taking in the world around you and being present instead of being zoomed into your phone. Little foods for them. And now we are going to do a exercise today where I'm going to guide you through a meditation, and you are going to also have the opportunity to breathe before this meditation, getting yourself into your theta brain waves, or at least our alpha brain waves. So we're slowing down from beta to alpha and then into theta. And we want to go into the more relaxed state of being, so that when you journal and when you start to look at your physical shadows of what is keeping you stuck, what are the things that you keep shoving or hiding away, because your shadows are the things that you're trying to suppress or deny about yourself. And we're going to look at it all on the result in your life. And can you ask yourself those hard questions and sit with the discomfort of really looking at yourself, illuminating the shadows? And did I cut out for a long time?
Not a long time. You froze for quite a bit, but I could still hear you.
Oh, because you froze too, but I figured that you could still hear me because mine was on. Let me see. Thank you for telling me. What if I move it over here? Sometimes just I have a little dead spot. Can you hear me? Thank you for telling me. I wonder what I froze on. Could you remember the last thing I said?
We were talking about the exercise. We were going to do breathing, getting into the relaxed state. Yeah.
Okay, so that your shadow self, we can look at the physical shadows. We can look at the things that we do that might not be serving our body, physically speaking, all of the senses, the things that we do, that we consume, that we take in through this layer, that we might want to actually ask ourselves, is this for my highest good? And if not, why am I engaging in these self-sabotaging behaviors? What are the limiting beliefs that are keeping me stuck? What is it that I'm trying to avoid or suppress or keep shoving back into the shadows? And you hear me.
What happened?
You froze, and I was just checking if you could hear me.
Oh, yeah, I can still hear you.
Weird. I don't know why it's being so not good right now. What usually have this problem? Okay, if ever I freeze, just let me know. So what we're going to do today is a breath work practice, whereby we will engage in a few rounds of releasing breath, which is where you breathe in through the nose, filling up your belly, your ribs, and your chest, sipping up all that air. And then you hold it at the top for a beat or two and release your breath out through your mouth longer than your inhale. And then we'll do a few rounds of equal ratio breathing, which is the box breath that we practiced 2 days ago in our first call. It's an inhale for about the count of 4, holding for a count of 4, releasing for a count of 4, and holding again for the count of 4. We'll go through a few minutes of that. That'll be about 6 to 12 rounds, and I'll let you know when we're going to stop. And then the last breath is going to be a breath that connects us with our higher self. It literally slows down our brain waves. It is called Chandra Bedi, and it is the moon piercing breath. I love to use it for a full moon or whenever I'm trying to get into an intuitive state. And we will use a Vishnu Mudra. So what you do is you put your peace fingers down and you use the left ring finger on the left side of the nose and the right thumb on the right nostril. And it's an inhale through the left side, holding at the top, both nostrils. Exhale through the right side, holding at the bottom. And we're going to do this about to the count of 4 as well. And I'll count you with that. And then at some point, I'm going to start releasing the count and just saying inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And when I say hold, I mean both nostrils hold. Or plug. I might say plug or hold. And then my ideal is to allow you then to just breathe on your own. And by this point, you'll be in the flow and you won't need me to tell you to inhale and exhale. You'll just be inhaling in that circular motion, exhaling, holding in the same way we're doing it. But I'm hoping to let you have a few breaths without me saying anything, because then you can really tap in. If at any point you get lost, not to worry, I will pay attention to you and then guide you back in. Right after we finish breathing, I'm going to put on, well, I'm going to put on some music right as we start breathing, but I'm going to leave the music on so that you can get into a deep state of journaling. And I'm going to give you one journal prompt, maybe 2, depending on the time, to allow you to just start to uncover some of the layers of this physical body. And then later on in your own time, you can spend more time journaling on these topics or even going deeper. Sound good? If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them or pop them in the chat. All right, so find your comfy position. I'm going to make sure that my sound is sharing. And will you give me a thumbs up if you can hear my music? So, wherever you're at, give you a minute to get situated. And then sit up a little bit taller, like somebody pulled a string from the top of your head. Allow your hands to find a gentle resting position on your lap. And one really fun thing that makes more energy burn and is really great if you're trying to lose weight or if you just want to generate more heat in the body, bringing your ring finger and your thumb to touch this mudra actually allows more heat energy to pass through your body. And so you just have your hands open like this on your lap. And while you meditate, it really does have a different flow of energy. So I invite you, while we're working with our food body, to use this mudra so that you can use your energy very efficiently. And then we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. Fill up your belly, your ribs, and your chest. Hold it. And open your mouth, sigh it out. 2 more like that. Breathe in. Open. Last one. Release something, let it go. Then gently seal the lips and breathe in through the nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. And hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. One more round. In. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. And prepare your Vishnu Mudra, bringing your left ring finger towards the left side of your nose and your right finger towards your right nostril. And we're going to start inhaling through the left side. So inhale left side for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Plug both. 3, 2, 1. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Plug both. 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 3, 2, 1. Plug both. 3, 2, 1. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Plug both. 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 3, 2, 1. Plug both. 3, 2, 1. Exhale right. 3, 2, 1. Plug both. 3, 2, 1. You can close your eyes as you inhale. 3, 2, 1. Plug both. Trust that I will guide you if it feels right for you. Exhale right. Plug both. Inhale left. Plug both. Exhale right. Plug both. Inhale left. Plug both. Exhale right. Plug both. Inhale. Plug. Exhale. Plug. Inhale left. Plug. Exhale right. 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 Love. Inhale left. Plug. Exhale right. Plug. Inhale. Plug. Exhale. Plug. Inhale. Plug. Exhale. Plug. Inhale. Plug. Exhale. Plug. Inhale. Plug when you get to the top. And exhale through the right side. Then plug again at the bottom. Allow this breathing to continue. I will leave you in silence for just a couple minutes. Take one more deep cycle of breath in through the left side, holding it at the top when you're ready. Releasing it out the right side when you're ready. And finishing with the hold at the bottom. Take your time, there is no rush. After that last cycle of breath is finished, allow your Vishnu Mudra to come back down. Breathe in through both nostrils, filling up your belly, your ribs, and sipping the air all the way up into your chest, and hold. Keep holding as you notice the energy in your physical body. Tune into your senses. What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you smell, taste? And what do you see even behind those closed eyes? Exhale through the mouth, letting it go. Holding at the bottom once more. Noticing how you feel. Check in with your physical body and all of your senses. Then take a deep inhale through both nostrils. And a deep exhale, letting it all go through both nostrils, slowly and surely. Before looking back to the screen, I invite you to bring your hands on top of your eyes, just allowing the light to stream in through peekabooed fingers. Becoming aware of your surroundings before meeting the screen. And when you're ready, bringing your hands away from your eyes to allow the light in, reaching for your journal. And allowing whatever experience that came up to have a moment of your attention in your journal. Whatever experience you just had, I invite you to take a few minutes and journal on it. Just let your pen flow. There's no need to edit or mind your thoughts, just a stream of consciousness. So when we think about the shadow, there are various aspects that come up. We have a personal shadow. Sometimes we might have a familial shadow. There might be shadow tied to our religious upbringing or our cultural upbringing, or really any type of environment that we're brought up in or exposed to, or even the collective shadow. And when we think of our food body, when we think of this physical body, it manifests in this physical form. So my questions for you today are to identify the types of shadow that seem most present for you in this moment. Is it a personal shadow? Is it something from your family? Is it a religious or some kind of cultural shadow? Is it environmental in some other way that's not religion or culture? Like maybe a city that you live in or an organization you belong to? Or is it a collective shadow? There might be more than one, and that's okay. And can you identify those areas and what's tied to them from your senses? Go ahead and take some time to pick out what kind of shadows you feel like you're facing today, right now, what's coming up for you. And know that everything that comes up is perfectly as it needs to be. This is the heart work. And if you feel resistance, it's an invitation to lean in. Now, I invite you to take a moment and close your eyes. Feel into your physical body, noticing all your senses, even the sight that is behind your closed eyes. The shadow that you just identified. Notice where it's coming up for you. Notice how it's manifesting in your physical body. Is it in a particular place in your body? Does it reside somewhere in the body? Focus on that. Is it associated with a certain type of sensation or a weight? Is it like a tingling or a buzzing or a warmth or a cold or a pain or an ease even? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it big? Is it little? Does it have a specific place in the body? Or perhaps it's in multiple places or moving around. Identify it. Notice it. Observe it without any judgment or attachment. Simply noticing, becoming aware. Is it associated with an age? If so, what age or ages come up for you? Does it have a color? Does it have a name? Does it have a shadow word attached to it? What other identifications are popping up with it? Just notice, without judgment. No shame or blame or guilt or punishment or suffering. Do you need to inflict any more? Simply noticing. And allowing what wants to come up to come to the surface. What is it trying to tell you? Let it give you any other messages that feel like they want to come forth today. And then allowing yourself to finally recognize this shadow for what it is. A shadow. A limiting belief. A story. Something that is absolutely not true to your essence. Old programming that can be changed. Allowing yourself to release this shadow, illuminate this shadow, bring it into the light and integrate it. It may take time. And today we're going to start by saying the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And we'll just repeat that a few times. I'm sorry, Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. 2 more times, let's go. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up. Hold that breath. Feel the expansion in your body, that beautiful fresh air invigorating your body, your physical form. And with the breath, release whatever is no longer serving you. Let it go. Take another deep breath in. All the love in. Anything that no longer serves you, let it go. And once more. And then taking your time in this state to go back to your journal. And again, write down your experience. Take note of it. Take a few moments to be with this energy, to acknowledge your time with yourself. When we write it down, we create that tangible connection that allows us to release the stuff we no longer want in our lives. And it gives us space to see on the page and reflect and notice that, of course, that's just a story. This isn't real. This isn't me. I am not my thoughts and my feelings. I am the awareness behind them. So even if journaling resistance comes up, try to know you have the strength to go through it. And if you need more time, if you're watching the replay, you're welcome to take more time journaling. You can hit pause. You can put on some of your own beats. This playlist is just one that's on Spotify. It's a playlist called Deep Focus, and I love to use it for hypnotic journaling. So you can find that and keep going. And I'll leave a few minutes now for you to just share, if you'd like to share, what came up. And if you do not want to share, there's absolutely no pressure on it. Sometimes the talking process is helpful for people, so I want to make sure you're feeling whole and complete and seen and heard and held as you be. And perhaps after you get off this call, you take some time to integrate. Integration's so important. Instead of the self-sabotaging behavior that might often come up, the thing that numbs, what if you sat with the discomfort for just a little longer and explored it with your breath, with a walk, with some mindless task or drawing or coloring, and just let it come out a little bit more. Not to say to keep yourself suffering and wallowing, but just to, instead of going to the extreme opposite, like a pendulum wants to swing, could you just come to neutral? Because that's the whole point with our physical body, is getting back to neutral. Remember that we are here for you. You can reach out at any time, and you are not alone in that. So if there's something that comes up later and you want to talk, discuss it, pop it in the Voxer and I'm here for you. Or if you need to send an email when I'm not in the Voxer, you're so welcome to. I wish you the most pleasant of days. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through the muck and the mire, and hold your hand and hold the space. From my heart to yours, the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.